Hey, what up, girl? How you doing?
And he makes a cast,
I don't want to come on too strong or nothing like that, but
sets the hook, and then
I've
there
been
he
thinking about
is.
you,
Keeper number 7.
and I've been wondering. I've been wondering where you lay up, where you at. So, sure. Where do you go to? Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it? That thing you do. Follow you blindly, I'll be your fool. Where do you go to? Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it? That thing you do. Follow you blindly, I'll be your fool. Cinderella, I think I'll find your glass slipper, baby. Cinderella, I think you found your prince charming.
Okay, guys, welcome to another Monday night talking fishing with Tony. Uh, I'm going to get right started because it's going to be got quite a bit of stuff to go through. I'm going to go over the rest of the vendors for this weekend and got a couple other things. We're going to start out like always. Tonight I'm doing 2 rods because me and some club members decided to jump the truck Friday night at 1 a.m. and we drove to Raleigh, North Carolina to the Fishing Expo and made a little surprise visit to the Fish Sticks team down there. And they'll give me a surprise. I done a little thing last night, but I wanted to go ahead and do it tonight because I think there'll be more people watching tonight. But Dale give me some rods, and he said, "I want you to do whatever with these rods to make money for your high school kids." So, also too, I wanted to say tonight we're on YouTube too, Facebook and YouTube. So, but yeah, this weekend at the swap meet, I'm gonna have this rod with me, and I'm gonna be doing raffles on it. I'm gonna be doing uh, $5 a chance and 6 for 20. So if you want to stop by my table, this is a medium 710 bait caster. It's the Clearwater series, the Rain Shadow. Uh, but it's or not Rain Shadow, Clearwaters. My bad, my bad. Uh, this rod's going to be a real good small crankbait rod. Uh, you might throw a spinnerbait, but it's awful long for a spinnerbait. It's 710, but it'd be a real good crankbait rod. Um, and all the money that I raise out of it goes to the high school kids to help them with their entry fees and things like that. So stop by my table and I'll have tickets. We'll draw the tickets about 2 o'clock Saturday. So stop by there and get you a ticket, chance to win. Also, too, I got another rod. I'll do it next week because I'm not going to sell tickets at the swap meet for it. It's going to be another individual raffle, so I'll do it at another time. So, but don't forget tonight. The bait tonight is a green pumpkin blue like a speed crawl. Uh, and it's do this right here. Hooking donkeys. He will be at the swap meet this weekend too. So you guys stop in there and tell him, if you're enjoying the little trivia questions. Tonight I got a good one for you. Actually, he come up with it. So I'll do it at the end of the show here. So we'll go ahead and get started. Um, Before I get into the show, I'm going to go ahead and hit, don't forget, February 3rd, 9 a.m. in Columbus is the Ohio Bass Federation meeting. The lunch, if you want to go to it, you need to get a hold of me or Steve Wright and reserve your lunch ticket. Is $20. It's not an entry fee to get into the meeting or a fee to get into the meeting. The meeting is free. It's if you want to go to the luncheon, it's $20 and you get a lunch, and there'll be several door prizes and stuff given away there. Normally, everybody wins something at the luncheon, so and you usually get your $20 back on the door prize. So if you're going and you don't have information to get a hold of Steve Wright, and get a hold of me, and I'll get you set up with the luncheon ticket. But it's $20 for the luncheon, and then at the open meeting, after we get done with the meeting part of it, there'll be several raffles and auction stuff. Steve's going to get with me, Steve Calder, and give me some information on some of the stuff, and I'll start talking about it next week, because I wanted to pretty much devote this night to our swap meet this weekend. Guys, I'm telling you, it's getting out of control. I've got more and more people asking. We're at 39 tables right now, 21 vendors, and I gained three more today. So it's going to be a busy day at Market on State. It's right here on the bottom of the screen. It'll scroll through the whole time of the show here. But we'll go ahead and get started. I done 8 already, and I'll hit the other 8, the first 8 back real quick after I go through the rest of these. Number 9 is Dan Mullins, Rod and Reel Repair. That's a lot. Dan does all kind of stuff with fixing rod and reels. Green and Capel Real Estate's going to be there. Caleb Myers, custom hand tackle, or custom hard tackle. My bad. Custom hard tackle, and Scott Kearns. They're going to be there. Caleb makes hand painted crankbaits. He's painted some for me that I took down to Gunnersville last year. There, he made me some really nice orange looking lipless crankbaits for Gunnersville. Mike Royster, he's come about every year. I think he's been there every year we've had it, and he'll have 5 tables of anything you can imagine with fishing, everything. Dale Towers, he's another custom bait guy. I done a little research on him today on Facebook. He does various, looks like spinner baits, crankbaits. Looks like he does a lot of various things. Ab Reed, Ab's real known for a real good buzz bait for the Muskingum River. He also makes jigs and spinner baits. He sets and does it by himself. Kevin Wells is going to be there with miscellaneous stuff. Scott Kearns with miscellaneous stuff. Andy Waller. I didn't really get to see what he was going to be having. Gage McVeigh will have a table there with some stuff. Ron Hales, he's another custom baits. We actually had a lady reach out. She's going to be there with some crafts, so I'm going to set her out into the hallway of the mall, and she's going to have crafts. So if your wife comes, you can slip off and go in and do some fishing shopping, and the wife can check out her crafts outside in the hallway of the mall there. And then we have Brandon Atkins, and he's another miscellaneous baits and stuff. So, there's going to be a lot of stuff there. And I'm going to go back up to the top 8. Jason Nelson. Jason just was over to Tri-State this last weekend in Lawrenceburg. He custom makes balsa crankbaits, swim baits, wake baits, and paints them. So he'll have all kind of neat, different stuff there. Fisher will have Lady Apparel fishing jerseys and men, and so come check it out. You can get you some fishing gear and get you a shirt to wear. Uh, I had mine on last week. They're very comfortable, very very comfortable. Dickie Davis, once again, he's been making spinner baits, chatter baits, crank or buzz baits for 60 plus years. So he will he'll have a nice booth there. Joe Woodyard, Joe always does a lot of uh, stuff that he gets stuff online and then resells it. I just bought some reels from him. He gave me a real good deal on reels. Usually he's got some good deals on fishing tackle. J.K. Baits, they're coming down from New Philadelphia. They'll have chatter baits, spinner baits, spinners. They do a lot of crappie stuff too, soft plastics. I seen the other day they had some stuff on there for soft plastics. Uh, and Hook and Donkeys, the guy that's doing all this, well, Mike Swearinger, the guy that's doing all the baits for me to give away. He's going to have a booth there, and he's going to break out some of the swim baits that he's made. He's got some really nice swim baits. He sent me up to Detroit River, and I caught a real nice uh, swim bait or smallmouth on it. So, but yeah, it's sorry guys, I just realized I didn't have my comments up. So, uh, Steve Carter said he loves the banner. Yeah, I like that. Next week. I'm gonna be running the banner for the uh, Ohio Federation meeting. So, but uh, yeah, back to the Hook and Donkeys. I'm telling you, them swim baits he's making them are some good swim baits. Um, and then we got Raccoon Outfitters. Uh, he they'll be there with some miscellaneous kayak stuff. We talked the other day. He may not make it, but uh, he got a chance to be going to Cleveland. But he said he'd get with me and let me know for sure. But uh, I told him that if I had a chance to go to the Cleveland Boat Show, I'd go there before I'd come to our swap meet. But he might end up sending some stuff there. Tyler Thompson, he's a local guy here. It's just started a bait company. I think it's Hog Bite Baits, but he's a local guy, so he'll be there with some baits and stuff too. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm getting a little anxiety over it because that's a lot. That's a lot of tables for. Uh, this is going to be our biggest one. So, guys, if you're out and about, it's going to be bad weather. Come in and check out the guys and see what's going on and buy you. I guarantee you, with what's going to be there, you will find any kind of fishing equipment that you want and tackle. Uh, Eric, we got 39 tables. So that's going to be a good turnout for us. Uh, no, I have not heard from Seth, Matt. He hasn't reached out to me. But yeah, Now, I also, when I do the trivia question tonight, it's whoever pops up on my screen first gets the prize. Uh, it's a little delay. You guys are probably typing, and then it takes a little time for it to come up on my screen. But it's whoever pops up on my screen is the one that's going to win the baits. And tonight, I'm telling you guys, this question is it's a it's a good one, and it sort of hits me deep because I can remember back. Yeah, it hits me deep. So uh, there's old Dean Hill. You down in Florida still, Dean? When I'll be selling the tickets for the uh 710 rod all day, Matt, from the time the show starts until around 2 o'clock, and we'll probably 3 o'clock. Show's over at 3, so whenever the show ends is when I'll draw the ticket for the rod. And all the money, like I said, guys, all the money goes to our high school kids. The money for the table rentals, the rod raffle. Also, Brian Capel has bought a cooler. I didn't do my homework on it. He's told me about it. It's not a Yeti, but it's a real nice cooler. And then we're going to have people would throw in from the show, throw something in the cooler, and we're going to do a raffle on it. It's a red, white, and blue cooler. So, uh, so yeah, that's going to be another good little thing to raise them some money. And guys, if you haven't, you know the whole history here. When we make this money for the kids, it pays their entry fees to the regionals, all the federation tournaments, even up to the semi-nationals. If they make it to the semi-nationals, we pay that. We pay their membership fees for the club and all that. Uh, so all the money goes back into the kids. None of it goes to our club. Uh, but yeah. Uh, Yeah, Dean says he's still down in Florida. He was going through the Door Canal the other day when I seen him on. He had posted on Facebook, and I was like, "Wow, I remember that place." Me and John McKenzie, we caught some good fish in the old Door Canal. And actually, John McKenzie caught about a 2 foot alligator uh, on a rod and reel. That was pretty fun. Uh, uh, and guys, back to the swap meet. Uh, the vendors can come in at 8. We won't let the buyers in until 10. Give a chance for the vendors to get set up and all done and stuff ready to go. So if you're coming to shop, it'll be there at 10. It's where the old label shoppers, or if you're familiar with the mall, inside the mall, it'll be right beside the the old Kaiser restaurant, and where the Halloween Spirit used to be. But we'll have signs even in the center section guiding you down. Uh, if you see Bath and Body, we're going to be right beside Bath and Body. Uh, and bring your wives. They can go around the mall. They go to label shoppers, Maurice's, Bath and Body, Zones. There's plenty of places for them. Dunham's. There's plenty of places for them to go in and shop while you're browsing around, checking out the deals at the fishing swap meet. So, uh, but and then the following week, in which next week I'm going to touch more on it even more. But the Ohio Bass Federation open meeting, that's that's a good meeting, guys. If you've never been to it, even like I said last week, you don't have to be a federated member to uh, uh, it doesn't have, you don't have to be a federated member to be at it. And you can check it out and see. You might decide you want to join the federation and start fishing the regionals and stuff. You Andy Fry showed it. The people know Andy Fry from up in Columbus. I mean, he won Live the Dream. He won the TBF National Championship. So, uh, here you go. Here's a local guy from Cincinnati. Him and Shane Weed is down at, I guess it looks like they're going to be fishing a tournament at Tahoe on Wednesday for old people. Dean, you ain't that old. Uh, Matt, I am going to have just some various stuff at my table. I've got some lose reels that I'm going to be selling. I've switched over to Fishing 13, so I'm going to get rid of my lose reels. I'll have some of them that I'm going to be selling. A couple rods, no fish sticks rods. I don't get rid of my fish sticks rods. I keep those. And that's staying February 9th, 10th, and 11th. I'll be in Columbus. I'll be talking more about that the next couple of weeks on the show for the Ohio Fishing Expo. You guys, that's a good trip up there to go up to Columbus, and Dave puts on a really good show up there. That one we went to this weekend, it was a nice show, but it don't compare nothing to Columbus. Columbus is a lot bigger. So, Dave, I have to hand it to you. It's the second one I've been to, second expo besides yours, and yours is a lot bigger. But Columbus is a bigger area too. So, yes, Rusty, 8 o'clock setup time. That's for the vendors setting up at. Rusty said here, are we setting up at? We're going to be setting up at around 8 a.m. So if you get there, and if you can't find it, just come in the mall there, and somebody we'll have people in different areas guiding you around. So, but okay, guys, we're at 23 minutes, and it's going to take a little time for people to get their fingers punching. To, of course, if Dean's still on here, he might know the answer, and I know if Steve Calder's still on here, he'll know the answer without Googling it. But okay, here's the question, guys, for the lures, the baits. Who was the only amateur to win the Bassmaster Classic in what year? Who was the only amateur to win to ever win the Bassmaster Classic, and what year did he do it? Dean, you all know this answer. Nope, it wasn't in 91. Got to have the name too, Steve. There you go, John Welch. You won it. Brian Kershaw, 1994. Now, guys, I'm going to give you a little history on Brian Kershaw. He was the only Federation member to ever win a Bassmaster Classic. He won it in July 30th, 1994 on High Rock. He was killed in a plane crash December 13th, 1994, coming home from a Wranglers rugged wear thing for his sponsors. He was in a commuter plane, and it went down, and he was killed in a plane crash. Little less than 6 months after he won the Bassmasters Classic. So for him to be the only, and I think, well, Iaconelli was a federated member, but Kershaw made it through the Bass Federation to the Classic and then won it at the Classic. So that holds dear and hard to me because I've been in the federation now for 19 years fishing it. I've seen us go through some hard times and some good times, and yeah, I think this year we're really gonna strive. It's gonna be a good year. We've got some things changing and stuff. So any federated member needs to come to the federation meeting in February because we got some good news coming, and it's really gonna climb our boats and stuff. So, John, if you want to send me your address, or if you just want to meet up, I can. If you're going to be there Saturday, I'm sure you are. I'll just give them to you Saturday if that's all right. Uh, but yeah, no, Kershaw never won it twice. He only won it once. Okay, John, I'll bring him with me to the meeting. Yeah, he had a whistle he was blowing in the boat. Said he used the whistle to call fish in. But yeah, I didn't realize it was High Rock until I done the research, or well, another guy done the research and sent me the question stuff. And I was like, I just was at High Rock 3 years ago. Took a trip down there. I take it everybody's hearing me all right, and the view and stuff is all right. It looks like the comments are coming through good. Last week we had a little rough start, but I'm trying this new stuff, so uh, I really like the setup now. I'll get used to it and get a little more comfortable. And uh, there's John Campbell. He helped me do some test runs on this. I appreciate him and Rusty and Mike Swearinger. They helped me do some practice runs on this to make sure we had it looking good and working right. So Matt Fisher, loud and clear. Okay, guys, here we are, 28 minutes. The temperature up here is cold, Dean. It's probably down about 10 degrees right now. It's supposed to, I think Wednesday's supposed to be like 3. Yesterday I built a fire in the wood burner. It's cold. You're probably in 60, 70 degree weather down there. Well, guys, I appreciate you. We've had a pretty good steady thing in here. People watching and commenting, and I'm going to enjoy this, and like I said, it's talking fishing. I just want, all I'm on here for is to get information out to everybody, share everything. And my wife says it's 17 degrees. She must have looked at the weather. Uh, we'll do a segment on the wives of the fishermen too at some point, of what they go through. I know mine goes through a lot because I'm on the road nonstop. We was talking today. I run into a couple guys at Walmart, and I think I mentioned it. I leave a BFL tournament in Mosquito Lake and drive back home and then leave for Rocky Fork that following Sunday morning, fish a tournament at Rocky Fork. So I'm gonna be turning the wheels, but I always do. That's what I love doing that. Uh, so, but yeah, guys, I appreciate it. We're at 30 minutes. See you guys Saturday. It's going to be a good show, and spread the word. I'm going to be blowing Facebook up the next week or next few days here. You're going to get tired of seeing shares and likes and stuff on the swap meet because I want to get. I've got the vendors. I want to get the shoppers there. I want to get people there to help these vendors. They're traveling pretty good distances, and they spend a lot of time making this stuff to sell it. 90% of the people it's going to be there. The bait people are custom making these baits, and I dabble in a little bit of that stuff, and I know what it's like, the time, and to just sit there and do it. So, hey Terry, I'll see you there too. So guys, I will see you guys Saturday, and and then next week we'll be talking about the Federation Open meeting and the Expo. So, till next Monday night, we'll see you then. Thanks, guys.